The stars shimmered like scattered diamonds across the vast expanse of space. In this silent theater of infinity, a human fleet emerged from the folds of hyperspace with precision and purpose. The ships were sleek, their hulls gleaming under the light of distant suns. They formed an unbroken line as they entered the designated battle zone, a region known only by its coordinates, Sector 42 Alpha. At the helm of the flagship Dauntless Commander Alex Hart surveyed the tactical display before him. His sharp eyes flicked over holographic projections of his fleet's position relative to the enemy forces that had been detected moments earlier. Intelligence reports indicated that these adversaries, referred to simply as the Collective, were not just another rogue faction, but a highly advanced hive-mind civilization bent on expansion at any cost. Hart turned toward Lieutenant Mei Lin, who stood beside him, her hands resting lightly on the edge of the command console. She was young, barely into her 30s, yet her calm demeanor masked years of rigorous training. "Status?" he asked, his voice steady despite the tension in the air. "All systems online," she replied without hesitation. "Shields are holding at maximum capacity. Weapons primed for engagement." "Good," Hart said. He glanced back at the main viewport, where the blackness of space stretched endlessly ahead. There was no sign of the enemy yet, but sensors confirmed their presence lurking somewhere within the sector. It wouldn't be long now. Farther down the chain of command, aboard the cruiser Invincible Captain Ryan Cole paced the length of his bridge. Unlike Hart, Cole was older, grizzled, and carried himself with the weight of countless battles fought and won. His crew respected him deeply, though few dared to cross him when he was in thought mode, which is exactly what he was doing now. "Captain," called out Ensign Grayson, breaking the silence, "we've picked up movement near the asteroid belt. Looks like they're deploying drones." Cole stopped mid-stride and strode over to the sensor station. Sure enough, dozens of small, insect-like vessels were emerging from behind the rocky debris, their metallic bodies glinting faintly in the dim starlight. These weren't full-sized warships. They were scouts designed to test defenses and gather intel, but if left unchecked, they could relay critical information back to the main collective force. "Target those drones," Cole ordered sharply. "Take them out before they can report back." A flurry of activity erupted across the bridge as officers scrambled to carry out his orders. Within seconds, beams of energy lanced out from the Invincible cannons, slicing through several drones in quick succession. Explosions lit up the void as the remaining drones scattered, attempting to evade further fire. But it was too late. The damage had already been done. "They're retreating," Grayson announced after a tense moment. "No transmissions detected." Cole allowed himself a brief smile. "Good work, people. Let's keep our guard up. This isn't over yet." Back aboard the Dauntless Hart received word of the skirmish. Though pleased with the outcome, he knew better than to celebrate prematurely. The collective wasn't known for making mistakes. If anything, this initial probe was likely part of a larger strategy, one that would soon reveal itself. As if on cue, alarms blared throughout the ship. Hart spun around to face the tactical display once more. A massive formation of collective warships had materialized directly ahead, their angular designs starkly contrasting with the smooth curves of the human vessels. At the center of the formation loomed a colossal dreadnought, easily twice the size of the Dauntless. Its surface bristled with weapons arrays and shield generators, radiating an aura of menace. "This is it," Hart muttered under his breath. Turning to Lin, he gave the order, "Signal all ships. Prepare for full-scale engagement." Across the fleet, crews sprang into action. Shields surged to life, glowing brightly against the dark backdrop of space. Engines roared as ships maneuvered into attack positions. For a moment, there was silence, an eerie pause as both sides sized each other up. Then, chaos erupted. Energy beams crisscrossed the battlefield, bathing everything in brilliant hues of blue and red. Missiles streaked through the void, leaving trails of fire in their wake. The collective ships moved with mechanical precision, coordinating attacks with chilling efficiency. Yet the humans fought back with equal determination, their pilots weaving between salvos with practiced skill. Despite the ferocity of the exchange, neither side seemed able to gain the upper hand. That changed when Hart issued a new directive. "Activate Project Eclipse," he commanded. Lynn hesitated for a fraction of a second before nodding. "Eclipse sequence initiated," she confirmed. Deep within the bowels of the Dauntless Asterisk, hidden compartments opened to reveal rows of sleek experimental fighters. Dubbed Phantom Blades, these craft were equipped with cutting-edge stealth technology that rendered them nearly invisible to conventional sensors. Piloted by elite squadrons, they launched en masse, slipping past the collective's defenses undetected. Once inside the enemy formation, the Phantoms unleashed hell. Their weapons tore through shields and armor alike, targeting key systems with surgical precision. One by one, collective ships began to falter, their movements growing sluggish as critical components failed. Seeing an opportunity, Hart seized it. "All units, focus fire on the dreadnought," he barked. "We need to take it down." The combined firepower of the entire fleet converged on the monstrous vessel. Beams of concentrated energy struck its hull repeatedly, carving deep gouges into its metal skin. Secondary explosions rippled across its surface as internal systems overloaded. Finally, with a deafening roar that echoed even through the vacuum of space, the dreadnought exploded in a spectacular burst of light. Without their flagship to coordinate efforts, the remaining collective ships descended into disarray. Sensing victory within reach, Hart pressed the advantage. "Push forward," he ordered. "Don't let them regroup." For hours, the battle raged on. By the time it ended, the once mighty collective fleet lay in ruins, its remnants drifting aimlessly among the stars. Not a single human ship had been lost. Later, as the survivors regrouped and began assessing damages, Hart stood alone on the observation deck of the Dauntless Asterisk. Outside the window, the wreckage of the collective's armada served as a grim reminder of the cost of conflict. Despite the triumph, he felt no joy, only a profound sense of responsibility. "Commander?" Lynn's voice broke through his thoughts. She approached cautiously, holding a datapad in one hand. "What is it?" he asked, turning to face her. She hesitated briefly before speaking. "The Council wants a full report, and they'd want to know if we should consider pursuing the collective deeper into their territory." Hart sighed heavily. "Tell them we'll discuss it later. Right now, I need to think." Lynn nodded and retreated, leaving him alone once more. As he gazed out at the endless sea of stars, Hart couldn't shake the feeling that this victory was merely the beginning of something far greater and far more dangerous. For beyond the borders of explored space, untold threats awaited, and humanity would have to rise to meet them or risk being consumed entirely.